That's what Pops thinks. If the Army and the Navy ever look up in heaven, they'll see who's guarding the streets.
If you want to know why you're so tired so often,
1 second.
this banana. It's fresh, brightly colored, looks great. What starts here at...
Good morning, everyone. Did you guys like that? Did you guys like that this morning? Oh, let me go turn my light on. Give me a second. Slingy, I was crying this morning. I sang the whole thing. Don't forget, man, a lot of people, a lot of men, a lot of women shed their blood, sweat, tears, committed. Give me 1 second. It's a beautiful morning. This is my favorite day of the year besides my birthday. My birthday and the Marine Corps birthday. Those are my two favorite days of the year. The older I get, the more proud I am that I was a Marine. Still am. Give me 1 second. It was funny. I couldn't wait to get out. I couldn't wait to get out. And everyone told me, you're going to look back on it. I can't wait. So I have so many stories for you guys. Give me 1 second. You're now live. Let's see. Good morning, Marine Corps. Happy birthday, Marine Corps. Good morning, all of you service members, anyone else. Tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day, too. Good morning, April. Bulldog, should I tell the boxing story today? Yeah, I might do that. Good morning. Chris and Ellen just popped in to say hi. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, should I put my hat on or should I mess up my hair? I'll put it on later so I don't mess up my hair. I'll put it on towards the end. When I start, ooh, you guys, how a Pops look with this hat on. You know I have hair fetish, so I can't mess up my hair yet, but we'll mess it up soon, right, Pulley? Mythical, should I just wear the hat the whole time? What do you think? Put it on, Miss Cat says. Bob's birthday, you giving me away, Eric. That is my birthday. That is my birthday. We got a lot to do today. You guys sent in some great readings yesterday, and can I continue to be extremely proud of you? Can I continue to be extremely proud of you? Look at that corner. Look at that corner. Empty, empty, empty. Oh yeah, April, you're sharp. You recognize the cup. Who sent me this cup? This came from Key Rin, right? This was from Key Rin. There's another one here. There should be someone over here this morning drinking with me, but there's not. Not this morning. You guys sent in some really good readings, and we have 4 things we're going to give away. We got to see those boxes right there. There's 3, and then there's another one right below it. There's 4 altogether. I'm doing an extra today because it's the Marine Corps birthday. It's the Marine Corps birthday. Pops was 20 years old when he went into the Marines. I was 2 years in college, and I'll just tell you guys stories as we go along. Do you guys want me to tell you guys stories? I need 10 people to say, Pops, do some Marine Corps stories today. Tell us about it. Or I won't. Okay? Notice I'm wearing red today, too. Notice I'm wearing red. Okay? Red used to be my favorite color. It turned into blue when I turned into more of a fisherman. Okay? I'm not hearing a lot of interest here. Oh, Amelia's a little interested. Mythical says, yeah, might. Cappy says, RX is into it. Tabitha's anything to do with the Marine Corps. Let's do it. Stories, Karen, come on, tell a story. Oh, so I was wrong. There was a delay. That's it. For a minute there, I'm like, wait, the kids don't want to hear any of this. And now all of a sudden I realized it was just a delay, right? It was just a delay. Oh, did you guys, oh, God, I got some stories. PFT. PFT, does anybody know what PFT means relative to military language? What's PFT? What's a PFT, you guys? Some of you guys were in the service, gals were in the service. What's PFT? It's not a quiz. It's not a contest either. You don't win anything for knowing. PFT, not PFC, Mavis. PF, Pro Football Talk. Close, Laura. It's no. Physical, there you go. Richard's got it. Physical fitness test. We had to do physical fitness tests. There you go. You got it, Bridgie. Personal fitness. That's close, Chris. Okay. Physical fitness test. You had to do PFTs when you're in the Marines. You have to do a PFT every 6 months. You have to get a certain score. 300's perfect. There's a way that they calculate to get your score. It's very important. If you fall below a certain score, they send you to a remedial platoon and work you out. They call it the Fat Squad. And they make the guys go, and then they have to retest their physical fitness test. And if they don't pass their physical fitness test, you get discharged. Well, I'm sorry, you got to get out of the Marines. You're not in shape. You have to pass your physical fitness test all the time. So Marines did a lot of working out all the time, tried to stay in shape because you were worried you wouldn't pass your physical fitness test. You don't want to get washed out for that. Certainly don't want to get sent to fat camp. Okay, right? Is that what you call it? Fat camp, this cat? Right? You don't want to get sent to fat camp. It's not good on your service record. So, physical fitness tests were very important. Okay? So what we used to do, work out a lot. A lot of us, we'd wear our boots, our combat boots, put our backpacks on, weigh them up with stuff, and run. And there was a track that ran around the edge of the base, all the way around the perimeter of a whole corner of the base, right along a chain link fence, a track, bunch of bushes, field here, but the track outside the field. You guys know how that works, right? So you used to get dressed up in your workout outfit, which is just gyms, a t-shirt, put your backpack on, put your boots on, and go for a 5-mile run. Why did I tell you guys that? Cliffhanger. I'll tell you the rest of that part later. Marines were always working out. Then you'd have your physical fitness test, and if you were like really into competition like I was, you tried to score higher than everybody else. Okay? Can I read you guys something? There's not enough likes here. You guys are bored with this topic. I need to just go back to talking about assumptions and expectations. What do you think? If there's not going to be enough interest here, what do you think? I'm going to read you guys something. But we're a little focused today on the Marine Corps, but that's today's Pops Day. Today's General Pops, okay? Commander General Pops, okay? Benny, you can only like it once. Oh, is that right? You can't hit it 5 times. Now you guys are back up on the ball. Happy birthday, Marines. There's a guy named General John Lejeune, legendary Marine Corps commander. One of the bases in North Carolina was named after him. He was also the commandant of the Marine Corps. Since the birth of our nation, our liberty has been purchased by valiant men and women of deep conviction, great courage, and bold action. The cost has been in blood and tremendous sacrifice. As Americans, guardian of freedom, United States Marines are counted among the world's most fierce warriors. Since 1775, Marines have marched boldly to the sounds of the guns and have fought fiercely and honorably to defeat the scourge of tyranny and terror. We are Marines. That is what we do. In his famous Marine Corps birthday message of 1921, a message read each year during the Marine Corps birthday celebrations held around the globe, Major John A. Lejeune, Commandant of the Marine Corps, stated, "See, this is my celebration. When we were younger, we went to the Marine Corps ball on the 10th. You got dressed up in your blues and you went to the Marine Corps ball. This is my Marine Corps ball. You guys are in my ball." And we read this every time. This is what we read. It's right here. In every battle and skirmish, since the birth of our Corps, Marines have acquitted themselves with the greatest distinction, winning new honors on each occasion until the term Marine has come to signify all that is highest in military efficiency and soldierly virtue. This high name of distinction and soldierly repute, we who are Marines today have received from those who preceded us in the Corps. With it, we have also received from them the eternal spirit which has animated our Corps from generation to generation and has been the distinguishing mark of Marines of every age. So long as that spirit continues to flourish, Marines will be found equal to every emergency in the future as they have in the past. And the men of our nation will regard us as worthy successors to the long line of illustrious men who have served as soldiers of the sea since the founding of the United States Marine Corps. Hoorah. Ooh, M-F-N' raw. I get carried away. I was a 20-year-old kid. I didn't like school. I was a brainiac. Super smart. Scholarship to school. I don't want to be smart. You look in the mirror. I'm not a smart guy. I'm a stud. Nobody thought of me that way. True. Nobody thought, oh, that's the brain kid. I was, no, you guys don't get it. I'm a stud. I have to prove it. Because other people were keeping my score, remember? I let you guys keep my score. Well, how am I going to prove it? Well, I'll join the Marines. That's what I'll do. I'll go join the Marines. Quit school. Go join. My mom and dad weren't very happy. What did you do? Yeah, Pops wasn't very happy with, my Pops wasn't happy with me. I had sort of a plan. I sort of had a chess move in there. One of the chess moves was I knew I had a GI Bill. I could go back to school anytime on their dime now instead of, having to do the scholarship stuff that they made you do. Guys want to hear these stories? Right, Aaron? You guys gonna want to hear this? I was a nut. So now, don't forget, I'm trying to prove that I'm a stud. From the time I graduated from high school, those 2 years, I was on a college rugby team. I played rugby. Again, why would I pick rugby? Why would a kid from Southern California want to play rugby? Everyone else is playing football with pads on and stuff. That's not a rough enough sport. That's not tough enough. I was wearing braces. At 18, 19 years old, I still had braces on. Okay? Second game, I'm out there. Somebody smashed my face. I had to pull my lips. I didn't even have a mouth guard on. I had to pull my lips off of my braces. So all my lips was stuck in my braces still. The pulp, bleeding. I didn't come out of the game and like all I wanted to do was scare them. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Scared the heck out of the other team. I scored a couple times because nobody wanted to tackle bloody mouth guy. No kidding. No kidding. Just wash it out with Gatorade. Keep playing. Rugby was a tough sport. It's what I wanted to be tough. I didn't want to be smart. What do you do when you're 19 years old and you want to be tough? I was being a savage. It really was. I swear. It's a true story. It was goofy. Crazy kid. Not as talented physically as most of them. I really wasn't. But I thought I was. I was a hustler. That's what happened. I would out hustle. I'm telling stories, true stories right now. That's how I made the Marine Corps team. I was a hustler. not the best athlete. There were so many better athletes. They didn't put in the time. They didn't care as much. Right? I swear, Cappy, that's the buddy mouth guy that game. I scored twice. I'm sure they didn't want to tackle me. I'm rambling. Let's do a giveaway. I'm rambling. You guys ready for a giveaway? And we'll get back to some ramble. We good with this morning so far? Give me 5 thumbs up saying this morning's good, okay, still. Okay? I remember I got trucked so hard by a girl once my size, right? Haven't we all gotten nailed? Yeah. Oh, I got a couple of stories to tell you guys. Seriously, I want to, if they're like exciting, if they're cool, okay? And they're all true stories, and most of them I'm telling on myself. I'm not like hero of the story. I'm the goat. I'm the bad guy. I'm like, whoops, what the heck? Okay? Don't ever forget. Don't always be a hero. We're going to do a giveaway. We have 4 boxes right here, okay? Excuse me. 4 boxes. We're going to be kind of military today, I think. We're going to say top 10 American generals of all time. Pick one. Pick one. Go! I love you, Logan. Top 10 American generals of all time. There's B, my drill sergeant. I love her and Rose. They both drill me hard. Here we go. Patton is on the list. Lee is on the list. Washington is on the list. Grant is on the list. Patton. Eisenhower. By the way, I'm reading them exactly as I see them. Here we go. I'm up to Eisenhower. General Sioux. Good luck, guys. Grant. Custer. Pershing. Custer would not have been a top 10. He would let him into a slaughter. Patton. Richard. Milley. Powell. Sherman. There we go. Greg Horn. Sherman. He didn't spell it correctly, but we're going to give it to him anyways. General William T. Sherman. If you remember, he was the one that virtually stopped the war. By the way, he terrorized the South in the Confederate South, burned Atlanta and Georgia down. Okay, good job by Greg Horn. Greggy, good job. Let me read you guys the list. Let me read you the list of top 10 American generals, just in case you're interested. It goes Ulysses S. Grant, Douglas MacArthur, Patton, George Washington, Eisenhower, Winfield Scott. You guys won't know him very well. He was our commanding American general in the Mexican-American War, which we won handily, of course. Winfield Scott, if you knew. William T. Sherman, George McClellan, a general, the leading general of the federal forces in the Confederate War. He was a terrible general. He doesn't belong on this list. Robert E. Lee. So that's the list. Greg, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Greg E. 1, 2, 3, or 4. 4 being the bottom. Which one would you like? Talk to me, Greg, and then I'll tell some more stories. I can't wait to tell another story. Lizzie, Greggy's going number 3. Okay, so, Greg, let me show you. Perfect. Here we go. Greg, first your card. The card for today. Ooh, Greg, I just opened 3. That's a good box. Ooh, Greg got a good box. Here we go. Don't make assumptions. Be aware of unconscious assumptions. Okay? Assumptions are made so fast and unconsciously, most of the time because we have agreements to communicate this way, Greg. We have agreed that it is not safe to ask questions. We have agreed that if people love us, they should just know how we feel or what we want. You know that's not true. And something about this card's telling you to work on that. So good for that card. What else is in this? Oh boy, we have one of those great keychains from Michelle. We have great keychain from Michelle here. We also have a pack of supplements, Arkansas type. These things might have an accent like Eric Montgomery. Okay? Greatest accent ever. This gift, this box, well, let's show you this one. You've got the half gram of a Sporio. You've got a half gram of Sporio, okay? And all of the boxes today have this in them. This in them. I thought this was going to be neat. We freeze dried the boos. You know the things that go boo? You know the fruit that says boo and it's kind of scary? That stuff? We freeze dried it. Not the cleanest. It's still a little substrate on it. We explained that yesterday. But we're sending you some freeze dried supplements. Okay? And they're like marshmallows. It's like eating a marshmallow. And I can guarantee you that the potency, I'm posting something later today. I'm doing the research. It's absolutely true that the potency for the freeze dry is boop in comparison to dehydrator, which still are good, but there's so much more supplements they're saying in the 90 percentile range of the supplements that get retained when you freeze dry. And it's a very, very long process. This batch, 32 hours to freeze dry. Did you hear me? 32 hours to freeze dry this batch. So and you don't get as much back yield. Your yield on your dehydrator, you generally get about wet to dry, about 10% on a dehydrator. With the freeze dryer, we're getting about 7.5% on average. So you get less yield, takes longer, but they're considerably more potent and they look good in the bag. So what's your trade-off? Right? You have to think about all of it. Right? Okay. Back to, so every base, especially we're talking 1978, 80, 82. That range, up until 84. I was 6 years in the Marine Corps, active duty, and then I did 4 years inactive duty. Every base, especially back then, there were a lot of drugs. Talking 70s and 80s, post-Vietnam, right after Vietnam. And you're also talking, it was a weird time in American history. Very weird time. The United States public did not like its military. It didn't like it at all. I got out of boot camp and I thought I'd go to a bar and people would give me a drink. They'd call me a baby killer. I've never shot my gun at anybody, but I'm a baby killer because I got a high and tight haircut and I'm obviously military. And it's 1978 and we're just past Vietnam and everybody's pointing their fingers at the military. And it was a really very, very difficult time. And you didn't know that going in. You thought, oh, I'm going to be a Marine. Everyone's good. You get out, you get your Marine Corps uniform on and you walk around in public and you weren't liked. I was spit on once. And I walked away because as an honorable Marine, I couldn't reply. I was spit on once by a U.S. citizen. And I hadn't done anything. Then the other part, you think, oh, I'm going to get all the girls in the world. The girls back then wanted guys with long hair. Wearing wide disco lapels. They didn't like the military boys. They did not. All of this changed in 1990 at Desert Storm. All of a sudden we liked our military again and we brought it back. And our social consciousness changed. You guys had a different perspective, probably the younger ones. But post-Vietnam, right at Vietnam, post-Vietnam, you were literally a criminal, social criminal, because you were in the military. And you joined because you thought you were doing the right thing. You want to go be a stud for the United States. And then you get out of boot camp and all of a sudden you were slapped in the face socially. Guess what guys like us did? Guys like me. Oh, you think I'm a criminal? You think I'm a criminal? I'm going to be a criminal. I'm going to be an amazing Marine criminal. That was what Pops did. It was almost like pay it back. It was not the right thing to do. Don't forget, I ended up in a rehab at 30 years old. A stone cold cocaine addict. Don't forget, when you go and you try to do the right things. And I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not blaming the citizenry. I'm blaming me and a lot of the dumb choices that I ended up making. But now we're doing, there's dogs at every gate. There's dogs at every gate, right? And they'd run every time a car would come through. If you even look somewhat suspicious, they would pull you over to the side and they'd run dogs through your car, and then they'd let you back, they'd let you on the base. But every vehicle coming through the base was subject to, thank you, Taylor, was subject to searching. And I'm like, it was bad. I gotta tell you, the drug use in the service was bad. And we rationalize it any way you want. It was bad. And at the same time, I'm like, if Pop's always breaking bad, always looking for that opportunity. I have the Walter White streak, okay? So don't forget, another part, I had a major advantage. I ended up getting stationed. I'll tell you the whole story on that someday. But I ended up getting stationed 58 miles from my home, from the front door of where I grew up. I had every connection in the world down the street, a motorcycle ride away from the base. So that's what I would do. I'd go home, San Fernando Valley, I'd pick up a load, my backpack, ride my motorcycle. There was a spot at the gate, not at the gate, at the fence where you ran. I'd stash my thing right there. Boop. Get back on my motorcycle, go through the guard. There was nothing for them to catch me on. Nothing for me to catch me on. Go park the bike, go to the barracks, get your workout gear on, put your combat boots on, put your empty knapsack on, go for a run. Go pick up your load, put it back in your back, keep on running, you're back in the barracks, you got the goods. There was a way to, I did that for 4 years. 4 years. In and out. I'm sitting here acting like it was a good thing. It really wasn't. It really wasn't a good thing. It was a bad thing. At the same time, my Marine life, honorable, another promotion, let's put it on. It was crazy. Now I'm going to tell this story. I'm going to do another giveaway. Just tell this story. Back to the Marines, rugby. So when I got in the Marines, when you graduate from boot camp, the top 5 recruits get to choose. You get what they call private first class by honors. You automatically get your first promotion. Everyone else is still a private. You're a private first class in 3 months. First 3 months, you're already a PFC. You're well on your way to general. Okay, you're well on your way to general. The top 5 kids in the platoon, graduating platoon, get to become a PFC by honors, and they get a choice of what duty station that they want to go after that they finish their military occupational specialty school. Again, I wanted to go to El Toro because it was 58 miles from my house. And I wanted to be in the air wing. I didn't want to be a grunt. I didn't want to get muddy. I wanted to be like, work on airplanes, maybe fly one someday, okay? So I elected to end up at El Toro. El Toro also had a rugby team. So as soon as I got there, instead of reporting for duty, I reported to the Parks and Recreations Department. Parks and Recreation Department is where I ended up serving for the first 2 years. You think, oh, Pops was some big stud warrior guy. No, Pops was handing out volleyballs and tennis equipment to Marines that were taking a break at the park in the recreation area on the base. That's what we did, okay? But you were also part of the rugby team. And in the rugby team, we would travel. And there was a lot of working out and a whole lot of stuff that went on with the rugby team. But all of the guys that were on the team, there were 30 guys. We were the guys that were working at the Parks and Recreation. And then what happened was after my second year, I'll tell the whole story about being on the team someday, but after my second year, I got cut. I didn't make the team the third year. I didn't make the team. I was devastated because I wasn't that good. I was literally the last guy to make the team, both of the 2 years. Literally the last guy to make the team. But I was really good at parks and recreations. I handed out volleyballs like really good, so they kept me around. So after they cut me from the from the rugby team, I'm like, this will not do. I need to continue to pursue my Olympic dreams. Not that there was a rugby Olympic team, but we were almost almost Olympic level. We were really a good rugby team. We were beating every college team in Southern California up and down the coast. So I'm like, I still want to be, in my brain, I pictured myself as an Olympic athlete representing, the Olympics, the guys but they come in there, but they're wearing the Marine Corps gear. That's what I wanted to be. Okay, and this 1981. You guys want to see something neat? I'm going to show you guys something. It's 1981. Pops just got married to a beautiful Marine lady that I met at the base. Fell in love. We had a baby. Our baby's named Brock. You guys want to see a picture of Brock? He gave me permission to show this picture. I need 20 like this, pictures of Brock with his mom. 20. You're doing it. You guys are doing it. This means you guys like us. You guys care about this dumb story. Okay? So I'm 20 years old. No, I'm sorry, I'm 22 at this point. Okay? Watch this. That's Brock's mom and little Brock. Right? So we're this young Marine Corps couple. She's in air traffic control, and I'm working parks and recreation, but I'm supposed to be in the air wing. I'm supposed to be working on it. They trained me to work on airplanes, but I haven't worked on an airplane in 2 years. I've been playing rugby and handing out volleyballs. But I don't want to go back to the squadron. Okay? Thank you guys for saying that she's beautiful. Wow, I didn't know Brock was your son. Yeah, Slingy, Brock's my kid. So I don't want to go back. What am I going to do? Well, I know. I'll be a boxer. Mister, you guys have seen in the Olympics? You guys have seen in the Olympics the guys that are boxers from the service? You guys know some of those stories of the service guys that are boxers or wrestlers or something, but they're in the service, right? Thank you guys for loving Brock so much. I do too. Okay? So I'm like, I think I'll be a boxer. That's what we're going to do. So I'm still in Parks and Recreation, and I convinced the commander to give me a chance if I can, because the guys on the boxing team were also in Parks and Recreation. So give me a chance to make the boxing team before you send me back to my squadron. And I have to go back to doing airplane work, okay? So, okay, Kirby, we'll give you a chance. They used to have at the base every Friday night, they call it an E Club. It's the enlisted man's club. Don't worry, I'm going to give away these boxes. Don't worry, hang in here. Let me tell this one story. It's pretty darn funny, okay? So they're gonna on every Friday night on a base at the enlisted man's club, at the E Club, they have what they call smokers night. Smokers. Well, smokers is they set up a ring outside of the club. And guys are in there drinking a little bit, might have a beer or two, a shot or whatever. And then what you would do is you would weigh. You would get in scale, and guys would weigh themselves, and you would now be in a certain weight class. Okay, now say I weigh 150 pounds. So I'm in that 150 weight pound class. About 3 or 4 other guys decide, I'm going to show up at Smokers, and I'm going to try boxing tonight too. So they've weighed themselves, they've put the name in the hat. You don't know who you're going to fight. You don't know. You just show up on Friday night, you're going to fight somebody in your weight class. Okay? All right. So for about 2 weeks before the first fight, I'd never worn a pair of gloves before in my life. Try fighting with gloves on. Your arms just hold your arm out like this for 5 minutes. You can't. Put weight on there, 16-ounce glove, and that's a pound on. It starts getting. So I'm going to work out. Mr. Boxing, speed bag, body bag. I'm boop, 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 boop. Okay, I got this. I'm pretty good at this, right? Show up to smokers. The commanders tell them, I need you to go to at least 3 smokers in the next month. Show me that you're really serious about this. I'm going to be there Friday night. Go there. Pull my name out. There's another guy. He pulls my name. We get in the ring. It was, back then it was 3 2-minute rounds. Okay. Round 1. I think I won that round. Get in there. We're just swinging. There's nothing. It's not like we're really fighting. We're just like a couple of wild men just swinging wild. I don't know. Second round, maybe I didn't win that round. I don't, in my mind. Third round, I think I won that round. Bottom line, it goes to a decision. Darn it. And I'm sitting there going, I really didn't know if I'd won. I get my hand raised. 1-0. I'm 1-0. I'm well on my way to an undefeated career. I'm 1-0. Okay? I'm going to be an Olympic champion. Smokers. Little E-club action, right? But I'm on my way. For the next 2 weeks, I'm working out, man. I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated. You don't get it. I'm going to be the next Virgil Hill. That's it. Leonard, Sugar Ray Leonard, here I come. So, boop, boop, work out, show up at smokers, pull a guy's name. He pulls mine. I go out there. This is going to be a no-brainer. I'm good. First round, pretty sure he kicked my butt. Second round, boop, boop, get my butt kicked again. Third round, I might have come back a little bit. I don't know. He got his hand raised. I'm 1-1. And there's no question he beat me. He outpointed me bad. I'm like, this cannot happen. First of all, I've already lost my undefeated career. Which there's nobody, you're not a champion with a 1 behind you. You're like, I got to go 25-1 now to make up for the 1. Okay? So I'm so frustrated by the 1. The 1 that already got me. Man, for the next 2 weeks, I am working out like you wouldn't believe. That's not going to happen to me again. That will never happen to me again. Okay? Smoker's third night. I go out there. Pull a guy's name. He pulls mine. I look across the ring. I mean, there's no way that guy weighs the same amount I do. Look at the muscles on him. He's huge. Swear to God. I'm looking across the ring. This is fight number 3. I'm looking across the ring going, what the? I haven't seen a Marine look like this before. There's a mistake. I pulled the name out of the wrong hat. What the? I mean, he was. Part of the story is, I was freaked out before I entered the ring. This guy had already intimidated me. No. Ben, I wish I had that attitude going in there that night. I wish, the bigger they are, the harder the. No, I went in there going, oh no. Round 1, knocked out. No kidding. First time I'd ever in my whole life been knocked unconscious. Like this. My arm, like this. I'm laying on the ground like this with my arm up in the air. Woken up by smelling salts. Woke up smelling salts. Like, you okay? You okay, Kirby? You're man, come on. And I was a rugby player, a tough kid. I wasn't a punk. I had been Marine tough. I mean, and this guy knocked me out. I wasn't a little runty runt. Boom, a stiff arm. Like, boom. That was the end of my boxing career. No, I wasn't. No, I got sent back to the squadron, and yeah, it was time to to give up my athletic career. Okay, still work out because you got to run the track to pick up your pack, right? So you got to still stand. You got to still run your PFTs good. But no, that's the whole story of my boxing career. I was 1-2. I was 1-2. No, Jeff, I got my butt wiped on that one. You know, and the funny thing is, like, my takeaway lesson, truly, I look back, I knew that day. I knew that when I woke up, when I was smoked awake, the smelling salt awake, I knew I had lost mentally before I'd even stepped into the ring. He had intimidated me. He was big and strong looking, and I didn't have that muscle pack on me. I want to find that guy and get him now. Okay, I did get one W. Was it worth it waiting for that story? Was it worth it waiting for that story? You guys, don't get yourself mentally beat. Don't get mentally beat first. Okay? That's what happened. I wasn't a Marine that night. He was the Marine. I was not a Marine. I was beat before I stepped in the ring. And it was a valuable lesson because I did a lot of other really neat things after that where I didn't get beat. And today, there's very few things that beat me before I get in a ring with it. Just doesn't happen. It's hard to intimidate me. And I don't mean physically. I mean, if we choose to do something, we'll plan it and we'll make it happen. We will speak it into existence. So it's hard to take. Those are good lessons to learn. Those are, and you learn them by being knocked on your butt and out, And there's only one other time in my life I've ever been unconscious like that. And then that was a whole nother story that happened in the Miami Vice days. Okay? But we call them the LA Vice. Let me read a story. And then we're going to do a couple giveaways. And then we're going to get carried away. Elliot, from on here, Elliot King. Aaron, thank you so much. Don't feel bad about feeling bad. Don't be frightened of feeling afraid. Don't be angry about getting angry. There is no need to give up when we are feeling depressed, nor should we be dismayed at the grief which often accompanies the outgrowing of anything which needs outgrowing. We can be glad that our soul is speaking to us and pushing us outwards. We frequently need to persevere with a period of inner turmoil before the dust can settle and then be swept out the door. That came from Elliot. There's a couple more readings here. I probably am not going to get to them because I am going to keep being a Marine. We're going to do another giveaway. I'm going to tell you a couple more Marine things. Okay? Let's do another giveaway. This one's going to be top 10 battles. American battles. American history. Battles in American history. Top 10. Give me top 10 battles in American history. I picked one off the list. Go. Gettysburg's number one. I didn't pick it. Gettysburg. Don't say Gettysburg, everybody, because that's not it. Bolo, Pearl Harbor. No. Midway. Pearl Harbor was a wipeout for us. Gettysburg, Civil War, Pearl Harbor. Gettysburg, Mogadishu, Lookout Mountain, Cowpens. That's a good guess, Loritz. So was Mogadishu. Midway, Custer's Last Stand, Invasion of Normandy, Civil War on Drugs. Let's remember BC's getting close. Alamo. Let's remember Pops was a Marine. Iwo Jima, Bunker Hill, Antietam's on the list. Rodney King riots. What a neat observation. Kings Mountain, Little Bighorn, Mogadishu, Bunker Hill on the list. Arlington, Midway, Battle of the Bulge on the list. Alamo, Battle of Quezon. Yorktown on the list, Logan. Good job. Normandy, Sanguine, Charleston. Marines are so fabulous. So pretty. Thank you, technology. Antietam, Bunker Hill, Battle of Bunker Hill. Iwo Jima, Chosin. Texas War, Iwo Jima, Alamo, Lexington and Concord. Antietam, You guys, come on now, Marines. D-Day, Vietnam, Chosin, D-Day, Dunkirk, Saratoga, Fallujah, Wounded Knee, Hughes City, Waterloo, Hughes City, Spanish American, Vietnam, Hughes City, Fallujah, Trenton, Hughes City, Fernando, Saratoga. Think of an island, Antietam, D-Day, Chosin, D-Day, Hot Dog Water, Iwo Jima, Derna, Battle of San Jacinto, Hughes City, Iwo Jima, I don't know anything, Wounded Knee, Midway, Waterloo, Omaha Beach, Guadalcanal, Sanguine, Fallujah, Hamburger Hill, Hugh Cody, Chancellorsville. We're getting it. I see it coming. Think Civil War, you guys. No. Utah. Bulldog got it. Okinawa. Okinawa. The Battle of Okinawa, my friends. My friends. Do you realize what the Marines went through on the Battle of Okinawa? Oh, my goodness. Hold everything. Did I take a picture of that list? I didn't list all of those. My bad. I thought I took a picture of that list. I didn't. So, you got it, Bulldog. Pulley. Which do you want? 1, 2, or 3? Okinawa. Good job. Pele Lou is a good one too, Drew. Very good one. That was a very, very tough battle for the Marines. Okay, which one are you going for, Pulley? Top, middle, or bottom? Top, middle, or bottom, Pulley? We got to give away 3. We got to give away all of these. Kieran, thank you. I'm sorry, it's just been all about me and the Marines. I love the Marine part, though. Pulley, I'm waiting on you. Big. Okay, he's going big. Biggie big for Pulley. Let me write his name on there. I appreciate that you guys are, what's the word for it? Entertaining my stories about the Marines. I won't do this every day, but you know what? Once a year, we gotta do it. Okay? Once a year. What's in here? We got supplements. Okay. Thank you, Kim. We've got freeze drieds. Thank you, Elle. I love all of you guys. I appreciate that you let me tell these stories. I hope some of them are to inspire and to teach. Some of them are to confess. There should be no shame. The things that I did that I should be ashamed of, learn to not do them. That's what. We got a Pops pack. Explanation on this one. Bridgie, I'll get you another one. Explanation on these for you, Pulley. These are ground spawn. Ground spawn. They're not regular fruit. So treat these almost like a test pack for yourself. Ground spawn. Okay? You're also getting, I'm pretty sure this will last. I'm going to let it go 1 or 2 more days of colonizing. Okay? And then I'm going to send this to you packed really tight so it shouldn't get wrapped around too much. Okay? So you're getting this. And like everybody today, you're going to get freeze-dried boo. Freeze-dried boo. Okay? These are like little marshmallows. Ask around. Be careful with them. Be very, very careful. Okay? So that's your pack. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things in there. And your card. Let me read your card. Don't make assumptions. Say goodbye to sadness and drama. All the sadness and drama you have lived in your life was rooted in making assumptions and then taking them personally. Whew, that's true. The whole world of control between humans is based on that, Pulley. Take a moment and consider this. Okay? So that card goes in here, fits in this box beautifully. Let's do another giveaway. Let's do another one. This isn't a giveaway. This isn't a giveaway. I'm just going to ask a question, see if somebody knows the answer. Which of the military academies, do Marines attend? Which of the Marine Corps, which of the military academies? That's correct, Bridgie. The Naval Academy. That's absolutely correct. Thank you, April. Absolutely correct. So if you go to the Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, when you graduate or in your matriculation process, you choose, I'd like to be a Marine instead of go into the Navy. You'll notice that the Marines are not their own department. You have Army, Navy, Air Force, and now we have Space Force, okay? There isn't Marines as their own department. And that's because the Marines are a branch of the Navy. We actually belong to the Navy, and we hate it. We think we're better than the Navy. We call them squids, and they call us jarheads and leathernecks, and we have this internal fraternal friction, but we love them. We get on their boats and they float us around, but then they drop us off to go fight. Okay, Marines belong to the Navy. And here's a little factoid. Some of you probably know this. The Marines are called the President's Own. The President's Own. The United States President's our commander-in-chief, right? He's the number one guy. All of the generals and everybody report to him ultimately. In order for him to do any acts of war, to do anything act of war, he has to get permission from Congress. Obviously, he can't be a dictator and just send off the army somewhere with, oh, I feel like I'll wake up this morning, I'm going to send him somewhere. He has to get congressional permission. So, in order for the president to send the Marines anywhere, he needs no congressional permission whatsoever. He can send the Marines anywhere he wants, anytime he wants. He does this little personal force of Marines. And the whole Marine Corps belongs to him. He doesn't need congressional approval, secret missions, all of this stuff that goes, all the little thing. And the president needs something, and he can't get Congress, or there's not going to be approval, whatever. The president owns his own little branch, and that's us. That's the Marines. That's pretty cool. So you can't wait for the president to call you and tell you to go do something special. So when you're at Annapolis, if you go to Annapolis, at a certain point in the matriculation, you get a pick. I'd like to go into the Marine Corps instead of into the Navy. And then you have to meet certain requirements out of there, and then when you graduate, you go into the Marines, which is really cool. So that was a bunch of history for you guys. Annapolis. The enrollment rate at Annapolis right now, currently there's 4,576 midshipmen there. Kids on their way to becoming officers and women, men and women. 45%, 4,576, okay? I'm not going to ask you guys, this is going to be a number. What's the enrollment rate, acceptance enrollment rate at the Naval Academy? Out of this many kids that apply, what percent get accepted? Go. What percent? 15, 23, 60, 1, 5, 30, 2, 3. It's Jake with 8. Kill it. It's Jake with 8. 8%. 8% of the people that enroll or apply to that academy get accepted. It's one of the lowest acceptance rates of all the universities in the United States. It's like down there with Columbia and University of Chicago, Dartmouth. Very, very low acceptance rate. And their GPA, you got to be proud of your kids in the Naval Academy, on all of the academies. and all of the extremely difficult engineering programs. Very, very tough what they go through, as well as all of the physical stuff that they have to maintain. And right now, they have a 3.66%, I'm sorry, 3.66 GPA average across those schools. It's one of the top 10 in the United States. Smartest kids in the whole world are in those schools. And they're going to go out there, and they're going to be Marines, and they're going to be naval officers, and they're going to be military officers, and they're going to do things that are bigger than and better than the little salaries that they get. So, not that I'm a big military guy. I'm not a hawk. You guys know me better than that. You guys know I'm a dove in so many ways. But you got to honor this military. You got to honor the fact that even me, 18, 19-year-old kid, when I signed up, you're willing to die. You're willing to bleed. You're willing to. That's why it kind of freaks you out. Then they say, and you can't grow fungus in your own home. And I own the whole place. The bank doesn't own it. And they're going to say, I can't own that. I'm willing to die for you, but I can't grow fungus. We'll talk about that. I'll just keep growing the fungus. And when you guys we'll have a conversation with the jury about that. I think the jury will understand. Jake, one or two? One or two, top or bottom? And then we're going to do one more. Sling Blade, you gotta love them, man. Let's go with number one. Number one for Jakey. Okay, what's in here? Jake, we have sticker. We have, oh, this one's absolutely gorgeous. One of these keychains from Michelle. Okay, we have a Pops pack in there. We have, ooh, you got doubled up. We have a Thrasher freeze-dried. We have a Thrasher freeze-dried and Boo freeze-dried. So two different freeze-dried options. What do you think of that? That's okay. That's pretty cool. And your card. Your card says don't make assumptions, Mr. Jake. Be yourself around others. The biggest assumption that humans make is that everyone sees life the way we do. We assume others think the way we think, feel the way we feel, and judge the way we judge. And that they abuse the way we abuse. We're afraid to be ourselves around them, Jake, because we think others will judge us, victimize us, abuse us, and blame us as we do ourselves. So the key is don't. Just don't. It's so healthy to just don't have an assumption. And forget the expectation too. Just do it because that's who you are. Like Marines, why do they attack a beach? Because that's who they are. It's just what they do. Free and I tease each other. When I hit the bullseye, I turn around, I look at them. That's what I do. It's one of the things you do. It's just what you do. And it's because that's how you're made. Not because somebody's looking at you and keeping your score or telling you you're cool because you do it or not. You're not cool because you... Man, you get caught up in somebody else's concerns about that. Pop's the old scorekeeper guy. You're doing stuff. You're running around doing stuff for other people because you want to keep theirs. You want to be good on their scorecard, and pretty soon you're not even true to yourself, and then you lose self-respect, and then you end up in a rehab. Military inventions changed the world. These are old military inventions, nothing new. I'm not talking radar or walkie-talkie or atomic age stuff, okay? I'm talking old military stuff, primitive, almost prehistoric. Top 10 military inventions that changed warfare. Go. Gunpowder was one of them, don't say it. Gunpowder was one of them, don't say it. Okay, bridge. A cannon, a submarine, night vision goggles, sword, bayonet, Tank is actually on the list. Radio, no. That's too new. Go later. Morse code, gunpowder, gun cotton, grenade, duct tape. That's funny. Gatling gun, tank, Velcro, arrows. I get the Velcro, but right now we're gonna go back 1,000 years or more. 1,000 years. K-bar, rifled barrel, claymore, dynamite, gas mask, catapult. That's a good one, Kimberly. Self-healing material, internet, thermal vision, amphetamines. By the way, internet was made for the military. I found that out. It was originally made for the military. Machine gun. Then it was made for scientists to be able to communicate. Then we've taken it. The black web, bow and arrow, ratnik, repeating firearms, nerve gas, cannonball, medic. You guys are never going to get this one in a million years. Not in a million years. So, cavalry, Mongols. How was it when they had to get up on their horse, right? Longbows. Oh, Christy got it. Stir up. I said in a million years and you didn't need any of it. Christy nailed it. A stir up. The stir up is the answer. My goodness. Good job, Christy. I thought I was going to have to give away a million more clues. Listen, listen, listen. Listen, listen, listen. Listen, stir up. Blew my mind. It's considered the number 3 most important military invention. Stir up. I'm like, why stir up? Listen, I want to just teach this to you, and then we're going to be done. While the Romans excelled at siege engineering, the dynamics of warfare remained largely the same until the Middle Ages, the ages of knights and horses. The stirrup arrived in Europe in the 8th century, giving the knight stability on the horse and rendering his blows with the lance or sword more efficient than ever in the battlefield. This simple frame that hangs in the saddle to hold a rider's feet has had a massive effect on cavalry warfare and probably contributed the flow of literature that revolves around knighthood. Bink! Neat stuff, Christy. Good job. Christy, what's your box? I'll let you guys go. Christy, your box. First, your card. Be impeccable with your word. Let go of self-judgment and blame. Did you guys like that about the stirrup? That was pretty neat. Huh? I thought that was really interesting. Makes you be able to ride the horse. Control the horse. Get up, get down. Being impeccable. You take responsibility for your actions, Christy, but you do not blame or judge yourself for anything, okay? This is a good card. Look at that. That's practically you on the cover. It's practically you right there, okay? Nice card. You also have in your pack, we have a sticker with a stone, okay? The universe knows everything, Christy. It's crazy. I hate saying it like that, but it's true. We've got a Pops pack. Beautiful Pops pack. We also have, for you, 2 different freeze-dried supplemental actionables. We have thrashing and we have booing going on here. Okay? So we have thrashing, booing, supplement packs, keychains, tags, all kind, and cards, and oh my God, everything you could imagine is in this box. Okay? Nice job, Christy. Send your reading. And thank you very much for being here all the time. You're always here, and you're always so sweet and kind. I appreciate it. Pops, that we ran long. Pops, peace, love. Ooh, raw. Who needs that? Okay? Can we fix the hair, Pops? We got stuff to do today. Guys, thanks for letting me tell all these stories today. We'll get back to some motivational stuff tomorrow. Today's my second favorite day of the year, besides my own birthday. I like my own birthday most, then the Marine Corps birthday, then Brock's birthday, then Christmas. So that's it in order. Sorry, Brock, you're number 3. Okay? Come here, Brocky. Come here. I showed him a picture of you with your mom. Come here and give me a hug. Okay?
What's going on, guys?
That's the guy he was a little guy in the picture. He was that big. He was that little guy.
Peanut.
He was a peanut, right? Okay. Pops. Pete, they're all saying, hey, Brock, Brock, Brock. It's like, they're almost like birds. Brock, 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 or chickens. You guys are a bunch of chickens, right? I didn't mean that, Brock. I'm kidding. Pops, love you guys. Have a great, great day. And Brock's in there. I'm sure he's reading these on his. So Ginger and Corey and Jake and Lizzie and Ben and Greg and BC and Polly and Sling and RX. Thank you, bro. And Whiskey and Aaron, Semper Fi to you and yours. Beth and Jeff Coleman. Brock for some OT. Brock, they're saying get in here and do some OT. Okay, and Ben and Kristen and Nathan and Jamie and Toys and Free. Love you, bro, and Greg. And Blinky, Blink Before Death. Eric and Jeffrey. Jeff out there in New Zealand land. Tabitha and Lizzie and Brock, and April and Miss Cat and Jason and Kieran and Jason again and Cat and Toys and Bridget and Shasta Lady Girl. Elle and Greg and Miss Cat and Elle and Jason. Thank you, Miss Cat. And Hager Bump and Logan and Exception and Haley and Brian Griega and Jason and Elle and Karen and I've caught up. And it's Jake and Mama Stone and Bridgie. Thank you, Jake. And Mr. T. There's Mr. T. I was looking for you all day, Mr. T. April and Greg Horn. Pops. Peace. Semper Fi. Do or die. Be kind to one another. You know what Semper Fi means? Do you guys know what Semper Fi means? It's short for Semper Fidelis. Semper Fidelis means always faithful. You will always be faithful. First, to your fellow Marines. Second, to the fellow Americans. Third, to anybody that needs your help in the world. Semper Fidelis. Pops, peace, love, out.